up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, CEO, MTS Nutrition, Chief Marketing Officer, TigerFitness.com. Yesterday, I was on Twitter, and this is something I've been actually researching a lot lately because of all the heart issues going on with healthy bodybuilders, right? Bodybuilders who are not, they exercise, they don't have high body fat, so why are they dying? And I'm not saying this is why they're dying, but Mike Cernovich, if you don't follow him, it's at Cernovich, Cernovich on Twitter. Good friend of mine. And he said that a lot of people are dying, a lot of bodybuilders are dying because they don't know about polarized cardio. Now, I've been doing a lot of research on this topic lately and I actually printed out a study, one of the better studies out of the Frontiers in Physiology. I'm going to post it. I got all the screenshots and everything. I'll try to do a good job editing this. You know me, I just like to get information out. And I don't have time to do the cool edits that a lot of these guys do. I just want to get out as much information as possible, help you guys live long, healthy lives, and to reach your goals. Now, what is polarized training? Well, think about it this way. To be polarized is you have one end and the other. Think about it as when you try to stick a magnet together, it's just not going together. It's polarized. It's two different opinions, two different things. So what polarized training is, or polarized cardio, is medium intensity steady state, aka low intensity steady state cardio, jogging, walking on an incline, elliptical, step mill, just steady state. And then there's high intensity interval training, which is essentially sprinting. Now, a lot of these studies were done using 70% MISS, or medium intensity steady state, and 30% high intensity steady state. Now you might be thinking, well, if I weight train, is that more like high intensity interval training? Unfortunately, the data is just kind of developing on this, but it's very astounding what we're finding about what this form of cardiovascular training does. Unfortunately, this is not on young, healthy bodybuilders. A lot of these studies, most of them, including this one, which I think is one of the better ones, done by Rafael Zapata Lamana. Again, I can't pronounce a lot of these names, and I really apologize for that. But this is the Frontiers in Physiology that I printed out right here. So now that we've established what polarized training is, I'm going to go over the benefits. I'm going to tell you how you can implement this in your program without negatively affecting your training or anything, or even adding more time to your training if you already do some form of cardio. Unless you're doing only HIIT. So the thing is, so they compared high intensity, medium or low intensity, and polarized training. Now, the results are actually pretty cool. So cardiorespiratory fitness. Before exercise, there were no differences between the groups for VO2, all the VO2 measurements. Okay. Let's go on. As shown in figure 3B, a significant increase in the PVO2 was found in all exercise groups with a very large ES, all right, for the polarized group, and for the HIIT group when comparing exercise group. Now this is the polarized training, significantly superior to the low intensity group at increasing VO2 max. So in that case, HIIT and polarized training do very well. Blood glucose, insulin, and lipid profiles, all very important. All are actually indicators or comorbidities or causations for heart problems. Lipid profiles off, not good. Blood glucose is off, not good. Insulin's off, not good. So let's go into what the results were. So as shown in figure 4A, the relative change in fasting plasma glucose concentration decreased only significantly in the POL group, the polarized training group, okay? With a large improvement in the polarized group and an unclear improvement for the medium intensity and the high intensity and control groups. So there's 4 groups. The control group just didn't do anything, right? Fasting plasma income showed a moderate improvement for the polarized group, whereas no changes were found with the other groups. No differences were observed in the groups at baseline in any plasma lipid parameter. After training, total cholesterol is not modified by any training modality, HDL decreased significantly in the HIIT group. That's weird. But LDL and plasma triglycerides decreased significantly. LDL, you want that to decrease significantly in, this is great, in the polarized training group, but not in the medium intensity or the high intensity group. So you want your LDL cholesterol and plasma triglycerides to be on the lower side. So out of all these different modalities of cardio in these overweight women, that did the best. Whole body substrate utilization during cycling. Basically, they did the different VO2 maxes and everything. Training induced a significant increase at relative fat oxidation in all groups, with a large improvement in the polarized group and for the HIIT group. As I'd probably guess, you're going to utilize more substrates, right? Or nutrients, right? Interestingly, relative fat oxidation increased significantly only in the polarized group. So if you're looking at burning fat, you want to do polarized cardio. This is absolutely insane compared to the control groups. They compared all three of these groups to the control group. And the only one that had the best increase in fat oxidation or fat loss or burning of fat was the polarized group. Changes in body weight of body composition. Before the intervention, no differences were observed. Fat oxidation increased significantly. So we're going on cardiorespiratory response, blood lactate, and RPE during cycling, all improved best in the polarized group. Now, let's go on to read the conclusion of the authors. I go on this video. If I went over the study in detail, it would take hours. Okay, because I have a lot to say about this. Then I want to go into application. So basically what we're finding is polarized training or doing both high and low intensity cardio is superior. Conclusion, the current study demonstrated that polarized training elicits superior cardiovascular and metabolic adaptations compared to HIIT or low intensity alone, since more profound improvements were found in exercise substrate oxidation and energy efficiency, perceived exertion after exercise, fasting glucose insulin homeostasis, and the plasma lipid profile in young overweight and obese women. Again, we take the groups we can get. This might be different in bodybuilders, but I would assume a lot of the same effects would take place. Our data suggests the combination of HIIT and low intensity in a polarized volume distribution could be a more effective exercise regimen compared to HIIT or low intensity alone with regards to improving cardiorespiratory fitness and counteracting cardiometabolic risk associated with being overweight and obese. So what do we do with this? Well, there's a couple things. This study, for sake of ease, combined the two, right? So they combined doing the high intensity with the low intensity. Now, there is a way I like to do it that I've had clients do in the past, that I have clients do right now, depending on their metabolic and their goals, their metabolic situation and their goals. Here's what I like to do. If you don't know what Tabata is something I've done many videos about and I've been a huge fan of. Tabata is essentially 2-to-1 work to rest ratios. And it's done for 8 cycles or 4 minutes. So essentially you do 20 minutes all out. I'm talking to the point where you feel like your legs are going to fall off, your arms are burning, your legs are burning, you're going hard. What I like to do these on, you can't really do it on a treadmill because it takes time to start and stop. What I prefer to do these on are either the elliptical or the Airdyne bike is actually my favorite. CrossFitters love it, the Airdyne bike. If you have access to a stationary bike, that is also okay. But I like to have those things. A Versa Climber is amazing. Exos loves using Versa Climbers. So basically, here's what you do. 20 seconds, you go as hard as you can. You push and you push and you push till it hurts. And then for 10 seconds, you relax. You just go really slow. And then 20 seconds, you go hard. 10 seconds, you go slow. Repeat that 8 times. It takes 4 total minutes. And then if you have to, because you will be spent, rest for like 1 to 2 minutes. Get back on and do your low intensity steady state cardio. That's one way to do it. Another way is different sessions. Do high intensity interval training 2 days a week on your off training days from weights, and the rest of the days do low intensity steady state in the morning, or do it after weight training or whenever. So basically those are 2 ways to do polarized cardio. In this day and age, we have a lot of people, it seems, dying, right? Heart problems are the biggest issue. So we've done videos on why cardio is so important. Now we can get into the nitty gritty. Why is cardio important? But for that matter, if I'm gonna do cardio, how do I reap the most benefit for my metabolic health, for my body fat, and for my heart? How do I improve my lipid profiles? How do I lower my LDL? How do I increase my HDL? How do I feel better throughout the day? And that is where polarized cardio comes into play. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Mike Cernovic for bringing this topic up and forcing me to want to talk about it. And I encourage you guys to get off your ass, and I encourage you to do some cardio today. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Marc Lobliner. I greatly appreciate you listening to this. Please subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this with your friends because we might save their life if they get on board and do these forms of exercise. And I want everybody to live a long, healthy, and prosperous life. Okay, guys? Thank you so much for watching. Please stick around for the little commercial we did for Ambrosia Vita at the end of this. Thank you so much. That's not a game. The best booster isn't a shot. It's your natural immune system. Every time we step out into the world, we are attacked by viruses that do their best to break down our defenses. Vita helps solve this problem. Vita contains proven antiviral replication supplements and Imulina to ensure that your body is primed to defend itself against foreign invaders. Don't go another day unprotected. Get your Vita today.